Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fatin Hanani binti Muhammad Nasir. So today I would like to present my part on Chapter 5, Social Media and Tourism. So Chapter 5.1, Understanding Social Media. The term social media has two components, which are media and social. So media is the plural of medium. It refers to the communication channels through which information, news, and entertainment are delivered, while social suggests that these media support social connections and interactions. Thus, social media can be defined as a group of internet-based applications that build on the ideological and technological foundations of Web 2.0 and that allow the creation and exchange of user-generated content (UGC). So, what is UGC? UGC distinguishes Web 2.0 and social media from the largely static marketing-generated content found in the web. So, social media allows users to access, discuss, share, collaborate, and update web content. This is called collective intelligence. Social media landscape. So as we all know, social media includes many diverse platforms and technologies, including social networks, blogs, wikis, forums, social bookmarking, media sharing, and virtual worlds. So Kaplan and Hein-Lin have identified 6 different types of social media, which are arranged in a two-dimensional framework: social presence and self-disclosure. Cavaza then provide a more recent framework for understanding social media landscape, which divided into 6 categories, which is publishing, sharing, playing, networking, buying, and localization. Alright, so move on to the next slide. This is the classification of social media as according to Kaplan and Hein-Lin. The more media richness and social presence, the more it reflects our self-presentation or disclosure. Meaning here, the more you can interact with the social media, the more you present yourself for engagement. Next, we go through the recent social media landscape, which consists of 6 categories by Cavaza. So the first one is publishing sites. These sites allow content creators and curators to develop new content, edit an existing content, or to post questions and answers. Example are Blogger, Wikipedia, or Quora. Second is sharing sites. Sharing sites allow users to share text, links, images, slides, documents, and videos. Examples we have Pinterest, YouTube, SlideShare, and Prezi. Third is playing site. So these sites support online multiplayer games such as EA games, PopCap, and PUBG, and a lot more. Fourth is networking sites. So social networking sites such as Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and more allow users to share updates and information for personal or professional contacts. Fifth, buying or social commerce sites provide customer intelligence, reviews, and recommendations. We can often see this in TripAdvisor, Shopee, Lazada, and Agoda. The last one is localization. So mobile apps and websites that provide information and opportunities for social interaction based on the localization of users, such as Tinder, Foursquare, and WeChat. So these sites use your location to feature people who are close to your area as to create relationship or engagement with you. Social media functions. So social media has 7 functions in total, which is identity, conversation, sharing, presence, relationship, reputation, and groups. Alright, so let's go through one by one. Identity is the extent to which users reveal their identities in a social media setting. So users will share information, thoughts, feelings, likes and dislikes, and more. So this is something you can see very often on Instagram, where people usually disclose their self in the bio of the page, in the post wishing happy birthday to themselves, and in the story feature. And then next is conversation. It refers to the extent to which users communicate with each other. There are many sites that facilitate this function, normally comments and direct messages on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Third is sharing. It is to the extent to which users exchange, distribute, and receive content. So it is often implied as objects, which include tags, links, images, videos, and locations. So the next one is presence. It is to the extent to which users know if others are available. So location and context-aware applications offer great potential for travel organizations. We can see this very often or very frequent in WhatsApp or Telegram setting, where people can see if you are online, as for them to know that you are available at the moment. And then the next one, relationships. It is to the extent to which users relate to each other. They converse, share objects, meet up, or list each other as friends or close friends. The position of a user in a network is important for organizations or individuals as to know their engagement data, especially when they monetize the platforms for living. And the next one is reputation. Reputation is the extent to which users know the social standing of others and content. So this is important to monitors and organizations' reputations in terms of strengths and sentiments and reach across multiple channels. The last one, the seventh, is groups. It refers to the extent to which users are ordered or form communities. In a travel context, the challenge is how organizations build virtual communities around the brands. So the last one for this part is electronic word of mouth. We have warm and e-warm. Warm is word of mouth. It is all informal communications directed at other consumers about the ownership, usage, or characteristics of a particular goods and services or their sellers. In other words, it is communicated through in a traditional way, while e-warm or electronic word of mouth is any statement made by customers about a product or company which is made available to a multitude of people via the internet. So e-warm is different from traditional warmth in terms of scale, relationships, anonymity, durability, and variety. So to better understand e-warm, as the communications scope getting higher from one to many, and many to many, the more synchronous the level of interactivity. So asynchronous communication takes place between individuals who respond at different times, while synchronous communications involve real-time or live responses. Alright, so for example, asynchronous can exist during your WhatsApp communication. So sometimes you WhatsApp one people and they reply late. For synchronous, the communication is in real time or live responses. When you do an IG live, often people who watch your IG live will comment directly or in your live. Right, so communication factors influencing e-warm in the SMR model, which was learned in chapter 4 previously, are sender, message, receiver, and relationship. Important characteristics of a sender are the motives, appearance, credibility, and expertise. So these features of an individual who initiates e-warm communication can impact how the message is perceived and used. The second key element in SMR model is the quality of the information contained in the message. So they must be relevant, accurate, current, up to date, and complete. So information quality of a message can impact travelers in many ways. For example, in decision making process. The next one is characteristics of the receiver. It can also influence how the message is received and how the recipient responds. So their age, gender, cultural background, and experience can influence whether they pay attention to the message or and how it is interpreted. So the final element in the SMR model is the relationship between the sender and receiver. So the intensity of the social relationship, the similarity between the sender and the receiver, and the level of trust between these two individuals play important roles in in communication influencing e-warm. The next part of the chapter will be continued by Putri. So I guess that is all for me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Putri. Now, 5.2 social media platforms in travel. In this section, we will explore about the implications of these social media platforms to travelers and travel organizations. Okay, now turn to page 1 to 5 for social network sites. Okay. Social networking services are online platforms that people use to build connections and to establish social relationship or to maintain relationship with their mutual offlines. Okay, so in these modern days, SNS has helped in the development of travel and tourism industry, where people around the world can share knowledge and content about various destinations and attractions with people. So they can share images, they can share videos, content that help the tourism industry to grow even bigger. They can market their product and services also through SNS, where because people like using SNS in their everyday life. There are 4 types of SNS. The first one is universal SNS. Universal SNS are general networks with global appeal, open to anyone. They are above the minimum age and have email address. Universal SNS are the SNS that we use in our daily life. For example, Facebook, WeChat, Instagram, Twitter. Okay, next is professional SNS. Professional SNS are SNSs that are used by professionals and business people, where they interact and build business networks together. For example, is LinkedIn a platform for people to find job vacancies. Okay, now the third one is regional SNS. Regional SNS are SNSs that are only available at that certain region in the world. Okay, for example, Qzone and Ranran SNS are only available at China. Okay, the fourth one is niche SNS. Niche SNS are SNSs that are built only for groups with the same interests and activities. Okay, for example, people who likes music have their own SNS. For academic research people, they usually go for ResearchGate, Elsevier, and academia.edu. Okay, now turn to page 1 to 8, wikis, blogs, and product reviews. Wikis is a real-time editable website that helps users create content through cooperative development and ownership. Blogs is a personal website or web page that allows an individual to present content and opinions. Blogs has been popular since the past days and even nowadays because it allows an individual to create content and topic of their own interest, and people who likes their content will follow them, and finally they will become popular because of their content is very interesting. So there are 5 types of blogs. First is traditional blogs, second is micro blogs, third is multi-author blogs, fourth is video blogs, and fifth is curated blogs. Okay, next is product review sites. Product review sites is a website devoted to providing subjective consumer feedback on services and products. For example, is TripAdvisor. TripAdvisor provides people with reviews that focus on accommodations, attractions, tours, and even restaurants for people to take a look to make a final decision. Now turn to page 131, forums. Forums are one of the oldest examples of social media. An internet forum is a website where members can post comments and respond to posts from others. Okay, but forums requires membership, and that membership is crucial in order for people to leave a comment and post something there. Okay. Forums have 2 common uses. First is to discuss particular destinations or to seek travel advisors, and second is for customer service purposes, which are used mainly by suppliers, travel intermediaries, and destinations. Still in page 131 is media sharing. Okay, so as you can see, these are the typical media sharing sites that we often use and see. For example, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, YouTube, and Flickr. Media sharing sites are beneficial to both travelers and travel organizations. First, travelers can share travel journey with family and friends. Obviously, we usually do that. Every time we go for holiday, we will share our travel journey there to show to our followers, is it? Okay, second, these media sharing sites are very interactive. They interact people with the owner of the sites. Like they can comment, they can share, they can read, and people can gain something from that post. Third is media sharing sites are powerful to build virtual communities around that brand. Fourth is provide market intelligence. Market intelligence can be useful for travel businesses as they can market and promote their product and services to people around the world. Fifth is the use of document sharing service. Document sharing service are an important tool for travel businesses to communicate with their stakeholders and to maintain public relation purposes. Now turn to page 132, crowdsourcing. Crowdsourcing involves using the internet to find people to perform tasks that computers are generally lazy at. For simpler words, let's take this Philippines tourism campaign as an example. Okay, the Philippines tourism campaign that was held by the government has decided to crowdsource its next tourism campaign by asking Facebook and Twitter followers to combine the "It is more fun in the Philippines" tagline with their own images and ideas. This has resulted in hundreds of images that were shared across the social media platform. And these are how crowdsource works. They take ideas from other people and combine it, so that akan banyak lah idea tu instead of suruh pekerja je yang buat kan. Okay, next. The second example is the simplest one, Google Local Guides. Do you know what Google Local Guide is? Okay, Google Local Guide, it provides visitors and local to give their some advices or tips on that platform about the best place to eat, about what shop they should go, about what to play, something like that. Next is on page 133, virtual world. Virtual world provides tourism experiences through virtual representation like in the real world. Okay, travelers can experience places that they may unable to visit in reality maybe because of budget or time limitations, maybe because of poor mobility or restricted areas. Virtual world also can offer substitute experiences for sites that are too sensitive to visit. Okay, the example of virtual world is Second Life app. Okay, Second Life app has been implemented by several companies. For example, Starwood Hotels, where they implement Second Life to test design and hotel room features before it launched them for real. Okay, there are two types of virtual world. First is virtual social world, and second is virtual gaming. Last from me is travel podcast on page 133. Okay, travel podcast is a series of digital audio or video files, often in the form of episode, which a user can download and listen to. As you can see, podcast from Spotify provides you with music, but the only difference in travel podcast is instead of music, you will be provided with destination informations. The example of travel podcasts are from Lonely Planet Travelcast and Travel Intent. You can see in table 5.2, there are many other travel podcast examples. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Syahirunnisaa and now I will continue topic 5.3, a strategic application of social media. A strategic approach means that organizations need to plan their engagement with social media. Now turn to page 135. Let's see figure 5.6, strategic social media framework. This framework begins with learn, then follow with objective, establish governance, define activity, develop capability, measure and refine, engage in conversation, and lastly, listen. Let's take a look at learning. Here's what social media can do with it by using social media for yourself, learning through executive briefing to see relevant case study, hearing from practitioners, and exploring the latest trends. Okay, a strategic approach also required the organization to prioritize its social media objective. The organization may want to increase sales, enhance their brand management, attract talented employees, or some other potential purpose. This priority will drive how they design their strategy. Therefore, there are risks associated with using social media, and it is important to establish a governance framework to identify opportunities, manage risks, and establish policies. Once this framework is implemented, the organization should aim to manage its social media efforts by determining the key activity and stages. The capacity of employees and managers should also be considered, and if necessary, the organization should invest in developing their capabilities as an organization to engage with social media champions. Besides that, the strategic approach required effort to measure and refine by setting key performance indicators and reporting mechanism. Finally, the organization needs to prepare to engage in conversation regularly and listen by monitoring market, community, and key influencer. So this is some of the key strategy application of social media on how it can contribute to the objective of travel organizations. Now let's proceed to marketing and sales. We know that social media can also play a role in the sales and distribution of tourism experiences. So there are two key lessons from organizations that have successfully used social media, which are marketing campaign need to be consumer driven and integrated across several channels, which means that integrated marketing communication (IMC) should drive marketing efforts. IMC is a strategic marketing approach that requires coordination of traditional and digital channels to ensure that they mutually reinforcing and user-centered. Let's take a look at this table. 5.3 Strategic use of different media for a tourism campaign. There are 4 strategies: exposure, engagement, influence, and acquisition. This table shows how blogs and media sharing sites can be used to generate exposure. SNS also provide the perfect exposure platform to engage and influence followers, while a Zeamlee link to the booking platform can support product acquisitions. Next, we move to the market intelligence. The social interaction between organization and customer generate a vast amount of big data, which includes information about market trends, customer sentiment, and the impact of competitors. Organizations can monitor social media channel or outsource this to media monitoring companies that specialize in tracking conversation in the social media space. Social media also allow companies to listen to their customers directly by asking questions, feedback, and suggestions. Therefore, questions from travelers can generate more accurate FAQs and inform marketing campaign and product design. Next, customer service. Social media is essentially about conversation and dialogue and thus provide many opportunity for customer service, relationship building and community relations. Nowadays, many platforms such as Facebook, WeChat and other SNS are developing chatbot which use machine learning to interact with user to answer simple questions. For example, in 2018, Google demonstrated how Google Assistant can book a restaurant over the phone by combining chatbot capabilities with virtual assistant. So this example shows that social media provides an opportunity for organizations to build and strengthen customer relationship. Next, reputation management. In reputation management, there is an online analysis that allows travel businesses such as hotel or destination manager to monitor mention on social media platform, categorize customer review based on topic, importance or urgency, review past and current trends, compare the organization online present with its competitor and manage customer feedback. Professional tools such as Review Pro and Revinet are two examples of online reputation analysis in hospitality and tourism. Revinet, its website, helps hotels collect and mine data from travel reviews websites like TripAdvisor and Google Review and social media sites like Twitter, Facebook and LinkedIn. This review allow hotels to understand what went wrong so they can respond. Last for me, recruitment and partnership. Besides focusing on between business to customer interaction, the potential for business to business application also should not be overlooked. Social media creates opportunity for travel supplier to recruit business partner and staff. It also provides the perfect platform for communicating with the organization brand values. For example, professional SNS such as LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a social network focused on professional networking and career development where you can showcase your resume, find a job, and improve your professional reputation by posting updates and interacting with others. So, end of the chapter 5, social media and tourism from us. Thank you and stay safe everyone.